So we started our process more than a year ago in enSilo. We're in cybersecurity. And we definitely had a problem differentiating ourselves from the other companies out there. It's a very, very crowded market. That's when Hila put us together with Carmel to see how we differ. So in terms of the project itself, we gave Carmel and the Atreo team full hand. Like we said, we're really interested, we're open-minded, we really want to see what you guys come up with. And so for a few months even, we didn't hear from Carmel and his team. We continued on our own, with our own positioning. They came with us with the different propositions. To begin with, let's say, what is our USP? They actually came around with 2 different values, and it was a decision that we realized that the executive team needs to make, not just one person, but because we are a team and that will propagate down, then it's very important that the executive team is on board to decide what is that USP. And from there, we worked on the rebranding, which is the graphical visualization. And it was very, very important, this I should say, is always be open-minded and just give, at least at first, a free hand. Because the things that we thought before were completely different than the end. For example, even our logo, we would have never imagined that even the logo needs to change or how it would look like. And we were very open to changing. We got a few versions, and they were all very incredible, by the way. But that's a lot on the project, and it's continuing. I mean, it's not, and this is very important to understand, that a rebranding of a company is not, you don't just do it and that's it. You come up with something after a few months, and you'll get a lot of field feedback. So field feedback is also customers, it's prospects, and it's also your sales team. And also your marketing team will come back. I mean, everyone has a say, and it's very interesting how it gets tried out, and it's very important then to go back and apply those things. So I want to say we let the website be online for a month just to breathe, and then we are going through a new process to see where it was difficult for people to comprehend, where it needs to change. And so that cycle is really, really important and is continuous. And I think that's one of the most important things to understand. It's not, you're not doing a rebranding process and just forget about it.
The story of enSilo is portray the cyber and security tools as inefficient, because what they do eventually generate flood of alerts. Everyone in the cybersecurity market knows this. We won't go to why, but basically it's because they try to detect everything very early, so anything may look suspicious in today's world where the transactions are endless. These symbols represent the different activities in the operating system, and when you try to detect very early, anything can look suspicious, and that's why you get like tons of alerts. And what we did with enSilo, and what is genius about their technology, is that they focus only on activities that may pose a risk to the data. And that's why our entire messaging is talking about efficiency. And it means we ignore all the noise. We inspect only activities that interact with the data in a way that they can harm it, specifically, modify it, like what ransomware is doing, or extracting it, trying to take it outside of the organization. And only in this case does enSilo inspect this action, and this had this amazing technology of how they inspect it. They record everything beforehand, and then they pull out the recorded activity. It's amazing, but the positioning was called targeted defense. The main risk in cyber today is called targeted attack, so you get the playfulness of it, but it's really about being efficient and not flooding you with alerts, but doing what cybersecurity was supposed to do all along, protecting your data. And that's how we created this, data board with this shield this was led us to create this logo. It's about focus. It's about, you know, focusing on what really endangering your data. That's enSilo in 2 sentences.
Thank you.
Yeah?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that a lot of the process, which is really interesting in rebranding, is how to visualize all this B2B speak, right? We're all in IT. I mean, here there was the example of Elastifile. I mean, it's, how do you explain? This is a file. I mean, the whole visualization is all up in the air. And I think what's really interesting with all of Atreo's projects is that they're able to really make that translation from something that's very nebulous to something that it's like, oh, I can almost touch it. And I think that's a very strong point that also speaks to a lot of people. They can take that visualization later and they can explain it to their bosses, for instance. And the idea is to really, right, as marketing, we know, we have to explain to the least common denominator, right? You're always thinking, how do I explain to my parents, right? So the visualization is really important because they're interacting, these people that you're selling to are interacting with almost every single person in the company. And it's not their core knowledge, core business, but that visualization really helps them to explain what they're doing. And say, okay, I get it. Yeah, that's really cool. And you want to be part of that discussion when even somebody not who you're selling to, somebody else in that business, you know, cybersecurity is high. Everyone talks about cybersecurity, right? I'm sure that you guys go to dinners and you talk about it. Of course. No, but it is, like, right, there was that ransomware attack that attacked the whole world, you know, on a Friday night. People were like, oh, you know, what's happening? And I'm sure it wasn't only people in cybersecurity talking about this. And you know what, you want to be part of that discussion where somebody says, well, I heard this really cool technology now, and it's able to stop that ransomware even though you're infected. And that's what you want to get to. So that was our goal to do with our rebranding.
Thank you. So it's usually a few months projects, right? It's like 6 to 9 months.
No, it's usually 4 to 5 months.
4 to 5 months.
End, yeah. And it includes basically the first stage, which is the foundations for everything, is the promotion strategy, where we force the USP, then messaging, how we expand this USP to a complete story, then branding, and the most important part in branding, like Noa said, it's not the logo, guys. Brand is not the logo. The logo is just a small signature at the end of the journey. It's, according to our philosophy, it's the visual story. It's how you portray the technology, how you make people understand how your technology looks like and feels like. This creates the connection to the brand. It generates the reason to believe. It creates your visual differentiation from your competition. Then we do logos and all that stuff as part of the branding. And lastly, we do the website. Always the website. It's never just a brand book in Atreo. It's always the most, you know, important aspect. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.